Hi Virgos, how are we doing today? This is going to be your weekly from the 17th to the 23rd. All right. Or whatever week you decide to listen. All right. We're going to be using the Crystal Grid Oracle. Get an idea what's going on this week. And we have Crossroads. So maybe you're at some kind of crossroads this week. Oh. Maybe you're trying to make a choice or decision about something or a current situation that you're in. And you're trying to decide which path you want to go down. All right. 12 could be significant. But let's see the tarot stones. All right. What do we have going on for our beautiful Virgos going into the week? All right. We have the Hierophant. This could be getting you being a little bit more spiritually aligned this week. Maybe you're seeking some kind of higher institution. I feel like that card wanted to come in. This could be dealing with deceptive energy or even really planning or plotting. Being a little bit more strategic this way in what you're doing. What else we got going on? Death card. Some transformation. There was rebirth on the bottom. So this might be just a new direction you're headed in life. Maybe you've hit that point in your life where you are at that crossroads, that you decided there needs to be some kind of change. Oh, okay. The Lovers being your catalyst here. I feel like it is a choice. It is a change of some sort. And I feel like you're maybe seeking some kind of higher power when it comes to maybe starting something new, starting something over. Being able to hold the world in your hand. And with that Hierophant, this could be some kind of higher commitment also. But I feel like it's pushing you and you have some kind of desire to move forward. Because we see he's focused on this flame, lighting the path. Okay, you might hear my kids in the back. They wait until I start recording and then they start hooting and hollering. It is what it is. We got the Seven of Swords with the Nine of Wands. I feel like whatever it is you're trying to do, it might be, it's like maybe you're over planning, over strategizing, and it's just kind of wearing you out. It's kind of like that energy of, I'm going to keep pushing forward. I need something new. There has to be a change. Like something's moving, but I'm trying to plan too far ahead, and I'm starting to hit that moment of, do I really have the energy or effort to continue? Take that however it resonates. I don't feel like they're super love reads this week, but you can apply it. We have the Death card with the Ace of Cups, and I feel like whatever this energy that you're going through is transforming you in some way to maybe be a little bit more open to opportunities, to changes, to chances, to choices, however you want to see it. But I feel like you're going through something and you're just in that. It's kind of like that energy of, when you hit a brick wall and you're kind of at that crossroads in life and something has to change. You're not really quite sure how to get there, what direction you're going to go in, but you're leaning towards, I feel like, prayer or some kind of higher power to see something change, to close something out in order to open something new. And a lot of it, I feel like, I don't really feel deceptive with that Seven of Swords. You could be dealing with deceptive energy, but I feel like this is more you just kind of trying to be strategic at things or choices or decisions that you go moving forward. But I feel like it's kind of got you in this energy of like trudging through mud, and you might be burnt out or kind of tired this week. And with that Death card, I feel like maybe that energy is ending so you can start to open up a little bit more. Maybe it's starting to clear up, but I feel like ultimately it's going to come down to a choice. You know, this could be a love situation, whether you're in a crossroads with a love situation, especially with the Hierophant being there, kind of like, do I have the effort and energy to keep going through this? Like, is something going to change? I feel like I'm holding the world on my shoulders, and the more I plan, the more burnt out I kind of am. And I know that something needs to end in order for me to be a little bit more open type of energy. And I feel like if you're going through a love situation kind of like that, I feel like it would be more like a marriage or long-term type of relationship where, you know, you're just kind of trying to find the light at the end of the tunnel. You know, there might be a lot of conflicts that have been going on, especially with that Five of Wands. It's like, are you truly working together? Are you putting some boundaries down? Especially with that Queen of Swords, or are you just kind of undecided about how or what direction to move in, how to change something? You know, I do feel like there needs to be some kind of communication with that Eight of Wands coming in. Oh, let's get you a little bit of advice. This might be kind of a week of hitting that mark and making big decisions this week. And with rebirth being on the bottom of that, I also think it's about, you know, desperately wanting something to change or needing something to change. Your advice is the Queen of Swords with the Seven of Pentacles. I'll grab you one more. And the Star. Interesting. With the Fool on the bottom. We did see the Fool earlier. So I feel like it's about you maybe loosening up, lightening up, taking more of a lighthearted approach, but also knowing where your boundaries stand and putting those in place. And I feel like that gives you something to at least grow with that Seven of Pentacles. It's like you set those boundaries and maybe you can start to see some change, or you start planting new seeds. And I feel like that might be some kind of healing energy that comes in for you. If this is a job or career, you can kind of apply it that way also. But definitely kind of an altering type of week for you. But don't be afraid. I think that's what that Fool tells you, is don't be afraid, you know, to move towards those goals and those dreams that you want, whether it comes to relationship, job, really anything. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm not very energetic today. It has been a very, very long, hot day. So I think I'm overheated and I haven't fully cooled down yet. All right. Let's see what we got going on with the love. All right. What do we have going on for these beautiful Virgos? Going on for love. We have balance. Juggling too many things at once. Find time for yourself. And maybe that's kind of like what some of that crossroads energy is too. Is finding balance and time for yourself so that you can have a break. Divine Counterpart keeps coming out a lot. So I feel like if you're looking for love, you know, you might start to see some of this energy pull towards you. But I feel like balance is going to be super important this week. You know, balancing all the things that you need to do and being patient with yourself this week. There might also need to be a release of energy this week. You might need to release some pent-up feelings or maybe do something heavy. So for those of you that want a divine counterpart, it is highly likely that you could have one coming in. I don't think it'll be this week, but I feel like it's once you start to get in that direction of balancing things out, kind of making it past that burnout stage, then that's when you start to see that. We also have declutter. So maybe it's time to get rid of maybe some old thoughts, maybe some old stuff, declutter the house, declutter the mind type of energy. All right, what do we got going on with Hard Truth? What is it Virgos need to know this week for Hard Truth? I actually kind of like these. I don't know what that is, but we're going to take it. Misread signs. You're interpreting signals and wandering off course. Reevaluate and follow the natural flow. And that might be where you're hitting those crossroads. I feel like when you're in the flow of things, things come naturally a little bit easier. And when you start pushing up against like a brick wall, you start to notice things don't flow as much. So maybe you need to reroute. All right, that's what I have for my beautiful Virgos. I wish you the best day. And I hope everybody with all this chaotic weather going on, you guys stay safe. Thank you. Bye.